The OnePlus 8T. OnePlus is pumping out smartphones quicker than most other brands. About every 6 months there's a main phone, then the upgraded T model, and sometimes there's even a Pro model floating around, all with slight variations and minor improvements. It does get a little confusing. This time, the main change they've made with the 8T is adding 65 watts of warp charging, which can fully charge the battery in just 39 minutes. Pretty cool, not gonna lie. But is it worth the upgrade? There's only one way to find out. Let's get started. There was a survey done recently of 2,000 people in Britain, where 90% of them said buying the latest smartphone is a waste of money. Now, those would usually be fighting words on a tech channel that reviews smartphones, but I'd have to say this time I actually agree. The OnePlus 8T does come with a plastic screen protector pre-installed. The reason I say I agree is because smartphones depreciate ridiculously fast. Of course, my phones do depreciate faster than most, but on average, a smartphone loses 40 to 80% of its value in the very first year of ownership. So buying a new phone, if your old phone is still working just fine, is not a financially smart idea. It'll still be scratching at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7. The front-facing camera is a 16 megapixel hole punch, and the speaker grill up top is made from plastic glued into place. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 8T does have a lower price point than other flagships, which is great. Starting at $750, there is more bang for your buck here than there is with Samsung or Apple. But just by getting last year's OnePlus 7T instead of this year's 8T, we could save hundreds of dollars, because they really both do pretty much the exact same things. We'll bump the mute switch to silent because silence is bliss. The frame is metal yet again, along with the power button and the mute switch. This is the aquamarine green version of the 8T. It definitely looks more blue than green to me, and reminds me quite a bit of the Blue Marble Nord that came out a few months ago. The bottom of the phone does have its loudspeaker, USB-C port for the 65-watt charging, and the removable SIM tray with its rubber waterproof ring. There is no official IP rating this time around. I mean, if your current phone is falling apart or not working, by all means it's time to get another one. But in the last few years of smartphones, there really haven't been many earth-shattering improvements. There is still glass on the back, with a bunch of cameras, just like we saw on the 7T, except this time OnePlus ditched the telephoto camera and went with the macro instead. The 16 megapixel wide-angle camera is up top, then the 48 megapixel main sensor, and the 5 megapixel macro camera down at the bottom. The monochrome sensor is 2 megapixels and off to the side. At least the camera bump isn't the size of Mount Everest, like we've seen on some other flagships. I guess what I'm trying to say is for the price of this new phone, you could go buy yourself an ice cream cone at McDonald's every day for 2 whole years. And as we all know, ice cream cones are way more delicious than cell phones. If you do get a new phone though, or just want to make your old phone look way cooler, there's always my teardown skins. I can't comment on the nutritional value, but it does come in original and ultra matte. I kinda like the original myself. We are so fast with these that if you order one right now, it'll probably get delivered before the OnePlus 8T even starts shipping. I'll put a link down in the video description. Don't get me wrong, buying new tech is fun, and I wouldn't want to dissuade anyone from doing what they want with their hard-earned money. The only real issue I have with the OnePlus 8T is the fingerprint sensor. It keeps saying the fingerprint scanner is dirty, even though that portion of the display is scratch-free and brand new. The 8T ultimately doesn't even register my thumb. Now, granted, it's probably my fault since my hands are not pristine, but that's just something to factor into your phone buying decisions if you work with your hands a lot. The second major improvement on the 8T, alongside that 65-watt warp charging, is the 120Hz refresh rate on the 6.5-inch screen. Some people get real excited for stuff like this. Personally, I wouldn't pick that as my main reason for upgrading, just like I wouldn't pick it for the 30 seconds of fire resistance. It's more of a perk to me and not a direct selling point. One thing that is pretty important though is durability. The OnePlus 7T didn't totally survive my durability test, nor did the OnePlus Nord earlier this year. And when your phone costs 750 ice cream cones, it needs to be structurally sound. Lucky for us though, and lucky for OnePlus, the 8T does survive my bin test. There is a little flex to the frame, but no cracks, bends, or kinks. There is some slight separation in the back glass panel, but no catastrophic damage. It'll be cool to see the dual battery setup inside for that fast charging during the teardown. OnePlus is back at it again with another good phone, and it's definitely worth an upgrade if your current phone is dead. But if it's not, let's just grab some ice cream and wait for next year. Snag a teardown skin for your current phone at the link in the description. Come hang out with me on Instagram and Twitter. And thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.